Hello, it's Emily from Home Sweet Pilates. We are back for another reformer workout. Today is an intermediate to advanced workout. You will need to have a Pilates ball. So if you have one of those handy, go ahead and grab it and let's get started. Okay, starting on 2 springs here. If you're on a balanced body, please be on a red. Otherwise, please be on 2 medium springs. Let's begin standing. I know you can't see my head, it's not a big deal. Let's begin standing. Place that ball in between your knees here. Feet are hip distance apart and you're standing right in front of the carriage, okay? We're just gonna do some squats to begin. So I'm gonna bring my hands together as I sit my hips back, knees are over my toes, my back is not rounded or arched, right? I have a flat back. I'm just gonna squat down, stand tall, squeeze into that ball, and then do it again. Lower, lift and squeeze, lower, lift and squeeze. All my weight is in those heels. 2 more. Last one. Now come up into releve and then squat. So we lift into releve, lower, squat. Lift, lower, squat. Lift, lower, squat. One more all the way through. Lift into releve and hold. Now in this releve, find your balance. Come into a squat here, keeping those heels lifted. Let's pulse it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it down. Squeeze that ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, lower the hips, sit onto the carriage. Keep that ball in between your knees. I'm gonna turn this way just so you can see a little bit better, but you don't need to worry about doing that. Rock it back here so that you're lying on the carriage. Hands are behind your head. You're just gonna keep that ball in between your knees, lower your legs down, lift them up. If they can touch the ground, awesome. But I don't want your back to arch, so don't lower so far that your back arches. One more here. Take that ball with your left hand, put it on your right knee. Extend your left leg out, right leg is in tabletop. Right arm comes straight overhead behind. You're gonna lift your leg toward the ceiling as you bring your arm up toward the ceiling, pushing into that ball with the opposite hand. Inhale, lower the arm and leg. Exhale, bring it up. Just one more here. Other side, right hand comes to the left knee with the ball. Left leg is in tabletop. Right leg is extended out. Left arm is extended overhead. Bring them up. Lower them down. Bring them up. Lower them down. 2 more. Ooh. And rock it on up. Ooh wee. All right. Are we warm? Because I'm warm. Let's lift that bar into footwork position. Remember, you're on 2 springs here because we're doing sideline footwork. You guessed it. All right. Let me bring my pack over to this side. Take that ball. Make sure your headrest is down. Place it onto the headrest. If your ball is really inflated, you might want to use a yoga block instead. But if it's, kind of squishy enough, you'll be fine using the ball. You're lying on your right side here. Okay, I have my right hand just wrapped around the peg or the shoulder block, it doesn't matter. My right leg is bent here. My left leg is on the bar. Whole foot is on, okay? My hips are square, so my hips are stacked here, so I'm not rotated towards the ceiling. Also, try to get your shoulders stacked as well. It's a little bit harder, okay? You just don't want to have like a weird twist in your spine when you're doing this. So if you can have your shoulders nice and stacked as well, that's awesome, okay? All right, so hips are square, whole foot is on here, right leg is just resting. Whenever you are ready, we are going to press that carriage out and then bring it back in. So press it out. The first couple, you can kind of adjust your positioning a little bit if you need to, right? I need to a little bit, just to find the sweet spot. So when I'm pressing out, I'm making sure I'm pressing into my whole foot. I'm moving slowly and intentionally. 2 more here. Last one. Now just bring it in halfway. Extend it all the way out. Bring it in halfway. Extend it out. Halfway in. Extend it out. Halfway in. Last one. Extend it out. Halfway in. Hold halfway and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it in. You're starting to feel something warming up there, right? All right. Go up onto a tiptoe here. So you're in that stiletto heel, but you're facing forward. I do not have an external rotation here. Okay. My hips are still facing forward in that stiletto. Let's go. Press it out. Keep that heel lifted. It's going to want to come down. Keep it lifted. Keep your knee in line. Don't allow it to go inward or outward. This gets really intense really fast. You'll be like, oh my gosh, this is fine. And then the next second you're like, I cannot do this anymore. We're doing okay though. On this next one, bring it in halfway. Halfway. Extend. Halfway. Extend. 2 more. Halfway. Extend. I'm shaking. Halfway. Extend. Hold it half and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it in. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're doing good. We're doing a good job. We're doing well. I'm sorry. That was incorrect grammar. We're doing well. Take that heel, place it on the bar with an external rotation now, okay? So now we do have the external rotation, but don't bring your heel like to the center of the bar. Keep it forward slightly, okay? It's just gonna feel better for your hips. All right, so you have that external rotation. You know the drill. Press it out, bring it in. Press it out, bring it in. Two more. Halfway, halfway, extend. Halfway, extend. Halfway, extend. Halfway, extend. Halfway, hold and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't come in yet. 4, 3, don't come in. 2, hold it halfway. Externally rotate even more. Internal rotation. External rotation. Internal rotation. Oh my gosh. External, internal. 2 more. External, move that hip. Last one. And bring it in. Oh my gosh. All right, before we go to the other side, take that ball, just place it down, actually place it down by the other side. Let's do it because we're gonna go to the other side. So place it underneath the reformer or right next to it on the other side. Let's come to lying on our back. Make sure that headrest is down, okay? We're gonna do a little corkscrew before we go to the other side. So your arms are out to the side. You can have them around the shoulder blocks if you do not have pegs, okay? If you have pegs, go ahead and grab them. Elbows are fanned out. My legs are in tabletop right now. Let's straighten them towards the ceiling. I'm gonna lift my hips up towards the ceiling as my legs come overhead. So I lift up and over. I'm not on my neck, right? I'm on my upper back here, up and over like so. Now, I'm gonna roll down the right side of my spine. So instead of thinking about moving your hips or your legs all around, keep them square right now. Just think about rolling down the right side of your spine. You will naturally shift a little bit, right? And then you're just gonna roll vertebrae by vertebrae down that side of your spine. Circle your legs towards the right. Bring them back to the center, up overhead. Now we're gonna roll down the left side of our spine. So you're naturally just gonna shift ever so slightly. If you start thinking about moving your hips
or your feet to the side too much, it's gonna get you all wonky and weird. So just think about, I just wanna roll down the left side of my spine. Now circle your legs towards the left, up and over. We're doing one more each side, okay? So I wanna roll down the right side of my spine. You'll see I just shifted ever so slightly. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping those legs as straight as I can. They come towards the right, up and over. Last one. Now I'm going down the left side of my spine. You don't want one hip to like hike up really high or get all weird, right? And back to center and lower. On to the other side for that single leg footwork. You know me, I just like to do things in between working unilaterally. I feel like it just breaks up the monotony. All right, put that ball back on the headrest. Set yourself up for success once again. So your hips are square to the wall in front of you. Your left arm is just wrapped around the front of the shoulder block or a peg if you have it. Your right foot, the entire foot is on that bar, and your left leg is just bent, resting on the carriage. Your shoulders are as square as you can comfortably make them, okay? Whenever you're ready, let's press it out and bring it back in. Press it out and bring it back in. Not allowing that knee to fall inward, right? Or to be externally rotated. Remember, once again, you might need to take a little bit of time to adjust to get yourself into position. That's fine. One more here. Bring it halfway. Extend it back out. Bring it halfway. Extend it back out. Halfway. Extend. Halfway. Extend. Halfway and hold and pulse for 8. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way in, up onto that tippy toe. Whenever you're ready, press it out. Keep that heel lifted. Do not let the knee knock in or external rotate. Keep it nice and even. Wow, this leg is like, I'm struggling. Oh, I'm struggling. My springs feel so heavy right now. All right. Halfway, extend. Halfway, extend. Halfway, extend. Halfway, hold and pulse in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Oh my gosh, I don't know why this side is like so much harder for me right now. Probably because I filmed the mat class before this. That is probably the reason. Okay, external rotation, heel is on. Keep those hips square. I know you might be getting tired like I am, but that does not mean we can lose our form, okay? Let's do it. We're in our last home stretch. Find your happy place. Work through it. I heard a quote that said, shoot, what was it? It was like, pain is not the same as, or discomfort is not the same as pain. And I feel like, all right, bring it in halfway. Extend. I feel like that really helped me in terms of being able to overcome things mentally. Hold it halfway and pulse. Because oftentimes when we're working out, right, breaking a bone is pain, right? But oftentimes when we're working out, our brains think of discomfort. Okay, hold it, external rotate, internal rotate. I shouldn't be having a deep conversation when I'm doing this. Hang on. 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Oh my gosh, well done. Anyways, as I was saying, our brain will think that discomfort is the same as pain when it's not. So like in moments like that where I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so hard, this is so challenging, I want to give up, I just tell myself, this is discomfort, this isn't pain, this is discomfort. So keep that in mind next time. So go ahead and take that ball, you can just put it off to the side. We are finished with it, okay? Keeping your springs on the 2 springs that they are on, lying on our backs here. Go ahead and take your long loops.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna go into an advanced version of the 100. So if that's not where you're at right now, please know you can always put your legs in a tabletop, okay? But if you want to join me, oh my gosh, my legs are so tired. They feel so tight. Okay, we're going to do the 100 prep, but we're gonna go into the full 45 extension. Okay, so what I mean by that is we're gonna lift our head, neck, and shoulders, extend your legs out, and just hold it. And then bend it back into tabletop, arms come up toward the ceiling. Do it again. Lower your arms as you lift your head, neck, and shoulders, extend your legs out. And then lower it back in. We're gonna start pumping on this one, okay? We can do it. We can do it. Whenever you're ready, lift it up, hold, and pump. Pump those arms. Don't allow your back to arch. If at any point you need to bend your knees in, please do so. You can do it. Find your happy place. I need to bend my knees in, so I'm bending them in. If you can stay in that 45, that is awesome. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders by curling into those abdominals. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, down. I am sweaty. Okay, hang up those straps. We're gonna do a little control balance. So you know how we did corkscrew earlier? We're gonna go into that same feet overhead position, but we're gonna work a little control balance here. So hands around the shoulder blocks or around the pegs, whatever you feel comfortable with. Legs are up toward the ceiling. Kick your legs over your head, lifting your hips up. Now, keep your legs as straight as possible. Lift your hips even higher. Take that right leg, lower it down towards the right shoulder block, lift it back up. Can you straighten even more towards the ceiling? There we go. Lower the left leg towards the left shoulder block, lift it back up. Do it again. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Now keep your feet up towards the ceiling as you roll down through your spine and your abdominals. Roll, 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 and lower down. Awesome job. Sitting up now, let's go ahead and take one spring off. So I would like you to be on either one blue or one red spring if you're on a balanced body, okay? So you're on either a medium or a lighter spring, okay? Facing the front, go ahead and kneel onto the carriage. Grab the short loops behind you if you have short loops. If you don't have them, just grab what you have, okay? But I'm gonna grab the short loops. We are doing some arm work, so we are facing forward. My hands are at 90 degrees, my palms are facing up, my upper arm is right in line with my torso, right? We're just going to press forward and bring it back. Press forward and bring it back, keeping a nice open chest. On this next one, if you want to add on, let's go into a high kneel and bring it down. High kneel, bring it down. High kneel, bring it down. Now we're gonna add that opening of serving a tray, okay? So we serve, we inhale as we open, keep your hands in your peripherals, close, and lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, open. Exhale, close, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, open. Exhale, close, inhale, lower. One more. This time, stay here. Lift your arms even higher towards the ceiling. Circle them out like you're making two capital Ds. Bring them back to center, straight up towards the ceiling. Around, down, up. One more this direction, then we're gonna switch. Switch directions. So you're keeping your hips forward, your booty is squeezed, right? Your back is straight. Last one. Lower it down. Place your left strap back on, still holding onto that right strap, okay? Coming back up into that high kneel. Let's do a slight hinge of the hip here. My left hand is on my hip. You can have it overhead in a diagonal if you want to as well. My belly is in. I'm just gonna bicep curl in and release. If the spring that you were on before is too heavy, please feel free to change it. Once we go into unilateral stuff, it gets harder, right? 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Come straight up, sitting nice and tall. We're in a single cervitray now. So I'm gonna bring my right arm back behind me, keeping my elbow in. Don't allow it to flare out. Left arm comes straight in front. Slight rotation of my torso, but not allowing my hips to rotate. Hips stay square, okay? Press and rotate and come back. Press and rotate. Try not to allow yourself to lean back. Keep forward a little bit, okay? Last one here. Hold this right arm extended forward. Windmill your left arm behind. Straight up and around, forward. Windmill it back. Forward, back, one more all the way through. Forward, back, forward, lower. Awesome job. Before we go to the other side, we are going to turn and face the back and do a little something else before. So knees are up against the shoulder blocks. Hands are on either side of each railing, okay? Option here, we're gonna do some kneeling abs facing back, but I want you to challenge yourself. So if you are able to, we're gonna go flat back here. I want you to lift your knees off the reformer like an inch and then drag it in, okay? If that is not something you are able to do, keep your knees down and just use those abdominals, right, to scoop and bring it in. But if you are able to challenge yourself, let's do it. Shoulders are over the wrists, like so. I'm lifting my knees ever so slightly and I'm dragging it in. It just creates more of a challenge. We're only doing 5. That was 3, 4, 5. Bring it back in, coming onto the other side, facing the front once again. Grab that single strap, coming up into that high kneel with a slight hinge, right? Going into those bicep curls. Your opposite hand can be either on your hip or above your head. Going into that bicep curl, keep that elbow in towards your ribs. Two more. Belly is in. Last one. Coming up into that high kneel, single arm cervitray. Slight rotation, but not in my hips, right? Keeping those elbows in, not letting them flare out. 2 more. Next time your left arm is forward, hold it, turn your palm in. We're windmilling that right arm. So we bring it forward and we bring it back. Bring it forward, keep it at shoulder height, bring it back. 1 more all the way through. And lower down. Hanging up that strap, we are going to go into a little tendon stretch here. So you have some options here. There's a couple different ways that you can do your springs. I'm having us a little bit heavier so it can help you a little bit with the tendon stretch. So if you are able to go on to 2 medium springs, or you can do a medium and a light, you could do 1 medium, whatever you feel most comfortable with here. When I do tendon stretch on my own, I typically do it on 1 light, 2 medium spring. But right now, let's go on either 2 light or a medium and a light, okay? So we're gonna sit on the bar facing the back of our reformer. Take your toes and place them to the bottom part of the carriage. Okay, your hands are just resting by your side here. Let's press the carriage out like so and just do a couple lifts and lowers of those ankles. Just warming up here. You're sitting nice and tall, okay? And bend to bring it back in. Now, I'm gonna put my hat on backwards really quick just so I can see a little bit better. All right, coming up, you're gonna straighten those legs, holding on to the bar, right? I don't want your thumbs over the bar. I want your thumbs next to the rest of your fingers, okay? You're as straight as you can be. Your head is in towards your knees. So it's kind of like when we made the 100 with our legs extended, I want you to think about being in that curled position, okay? And I want you to think about keeping your head the same distance from your thighs the entire time. You're gonna bring your feet out. You're gonna allow your feet to come forward, keeping yourself in that curled position like you're in the 100. And then use your abdominals to lift your hips back up towards the ceiling. So we lower, allow the carriage to bring your feet out. Use your abdominals to hike your hips back up towards the ceiling. So you see why I have you a little bit heavier here is because I'm allowing the tension of the springs to help you. The lighter that we go, the harder it is for you to be in control and bring yourself back into that shape, okay? Let's do it 2 more times. Back to back, right in a row, okay? So up in that position, you're curled up, right? I'm pushing into my palms. I allow the carriage to move out, keep my eyes down on my belly button. Exhale, lift it back up. Lower it back out. Exhale, lift it back up. And rest. Good job. All right, let me put my hat back on. Moving on now. We are going to go on to, let's go on to 1 red. If you need an extra, you can add a yellow here. We are going to be doing some front splits. So if you are on a red, that's great. If you want to be on a red yellow because you feel like you need a little bit more support, please do that, okay? Starting with our left foot dorsiflexed up against the shoulder block, let's bring your right foot into the center of the bar here, okay? Let's keep your knee on for right now. Just press your right leg straight out, trying to keep those hips as square as you can. Then bend the knee to bring it back in. So my chest is staying square to the bar. We're just warming this up here, okay? Now, on this next one, let's lift this left knee off the carriage, come up into a standing position. I know you can't see my head, but that's okay. All right. Now, bring your left arm in front and your right arm to the side like they're making an L. Using your right leg, press the carriage out and then bend the knee to bring it in. So your left leg is not bending at all. It's staying straight. 1 more this direction. Now switch your arms as you bring it in. So your right arm is in front and your left arm is behind. Do the same thing. Press it out, bring it in. Press it out, bring it in. 1 more. Press it out, bring it in. Bring those hands to a T. Oh my gosh. Straighten the right leg. Keep it straight as you lift up and press out. So now your back leg is doing the work, right? 1 more. Lift up, 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 up. Press out. Bend that front knee. Place your hands back on the bar. Ooh-wee. Bring it back in. That is like so much harder than it looks like it would be. Okay. Before we go to the other side, we're going to do some long stretch, okay? So take both of your feet. I know you're supposed to do long stretch with your feet with the headrest, but we're just going to put them up against the shoulder blocks right now, okay? Because I don't want to mess with working with that. So extend the carriage back out. Let's have our shoulders over our wrists. Our back is flat, okay?
Press the carriage out using those shoulders. We're not moving the lower body at all. And then use your shoulders to bring it back in. Press it back. I'm inhaling as I press it back. Last one. Bring it in. Hold it here. Do 4 mini push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way in. Moving on to the split on the other side. Put your right foot dorsiflexed up against the shoulder block. Oh, I'm tired too. Left foot is in the center of your hands here. Keep your hands on the bar right now. Just press the carriage out and bring it back in. Oh, you know what? Last time we did this with our knee, so we'll do the same thing, okay? Same thing. Press it out. Bring it back in. Press it out. Bring it back in. We'll do one more. Now go ahead and lift off that right knee. Take your time, come into standing, get your balance. Okay, there we go. Right arm is in front, left arm is to the side like an L. Use the front leg to press it out. Bend the knee to bring it in. Remember, your back leg is staying straight this whole time. Front leg is doing all the work right now. Well, kind of. All the moving work. Now, switch arms. Left arm in front, right arm out. 3 more like this. Keep your chest proud. Ooh-wee. Arms to a T. Press it out. Keep both legs straight. Lift it up. Press it out. Lift it up. That back leg is on fire. One more. And lower your hands to the bar. Oh, wow. Bring it in. Moving on to star. We're going to do a kneeling star here. So you can stay on your exact same springs. If you find them to be too heavy or too light, add a spring or take off a spring, okay? So I am facing you, so this is my left arm. So my left arm is on the bar. My knees are stacked. I'm gonna lift up. So my right knee is slightly in front of my left knee, that's fine. But they are up against the shoulder blocks, okay? So they're kind of like, I mostly have all my shin against the back shoulder block, and the front of my knee is at like the inside of the front shoulder block, okay? So I'm lifting up. My knees are stacked. My arm is in line here. I'm gonna press the carriage out using my shoulder as I lift my right arm, my top arm, towards the ceiling. As I bring it in, I'm gonna lower my arm down. Press it out, bring it in. Make sure your hips are square to the front. One more. Now, as we press out, take that top leg, extend it out and lift it. Lower it as you bring it in. Extend and lift. Lower as you bring it in. 2 more. 1 more. Press it out and hold. Knee to elbow, extend. Knee to elbow, extend. You can do it. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Beautifully done. Come in. Let's rotate towards the front for a little down stretch. So place your feet dorsiflexed up against the shoulder blocks. My back is nice and flat. I'm in a slight hinge here, okay? I'm gonna press the carriage out, keeping my back flat. Press all the way out as far as I can extend. Shoulders are out of my ears. Keeping my arms straight, I'm going to swan up without arching my back. So notice I'm keeping my entire back the same shape the entire time. We come up and we press it back. I like to inhale as I lift and exhale as I press back.
If you like to do something different, please feel free to do so. You have one more. And bring it back in. Onto star on the other side. So I have my knees stacked, right? My hand is in the center of the bar. I'm pressing up into that star position. As I press out, my arm comes up towards the ceiling. As I bring the carriage in, it lowers to my side. So I press out and I bring it in. I press out and I bring it in. Keeping the shoulders out of the ears, keeping the hips square. Now on this one, add the leg, extend the leg, lift and lower as you bring it in. Lift, lower as you bring it in. 2 more. Last one. Hold it out here, knee to elbow. Try not to let the carriage move. It's tricky, huh? 1 more. And bring it all the way in. So I lied before, you do need your ball, but we are almost done. Here we go. Grab your ball if you have it. We are gonna be on 1 red or 1 blue spring. Okay, we're gonna do some lunging. So choose if you would like a red or a blue, it's up to you. Take this ball, I'm gonna start on this side so you can see a little bit better, okay? Take this ball, place it on like the railing edge part of your reformer and put your leg right next to it, but make sure it's not touching the carriage or else it will rub against it, okay? So I have my calf up against the ball and I have my foot up against the shoulder block in that dorsiflex. My left knee is on the carriage. I'm just gonna lunge it back, keeping my left knee down the whole time, okay? And then bring it forward. Lunge it back, keeping my knee in line, right? I'm not allowing my knee to fall forward. I'm squeezing into that ball. I'm on a little lighter of a spring right now just because I'm feeling a little tired, a little shaky today, and so I wanna be smart. Doesn't mean it's not gonna be hard, right? On this next one, lift that knee off the carriage, press it back. We're gonna scooter it in and out. You can have your hand on the bar if you need or have it on your hips or above your head, okay? Scooter in, press it out. So I'm loaded into this standing leg. It stays still, but my left knee is coming in and out. I'm at a slight hinge with my chest here. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, take that ball, place it between your foot and the shoulder block. So now my foot is dorsiflexed up against the ball and my leg is just on the ground. Okay, we're doing the exact same thing. Whew, as we just did, okay? So put that left knee on the carriage, press it back, and bring it up. That ball's creating an instability, right? 3, 2, oh my goodness. 1, ready? Lift that knee off. We can do it, oh my gosh, we can do it. Scooter it in. We press in and out. Make sure you're loaded into that leg. Get a little bit lower. We got 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're just gonna go straight to the other side because we have one more move after this lunge series that I wanna get to. So putting your right knee on the carriage, ball is up against the base, dorsiflexed here. Whenever you're ready, pressing it back and lifting it up. Keeping the knee on the whole time. 2 more here. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? I know we've just been moving right along, but man, all right. Take the knee off the carriage into that scooter. Ready? Let's go. In, out, in, out. Make sure you have that hinge in your hip and in your upper body. I'm going slower, but I'm still moving, right? 2, 1. Bring it all the way in. Do not slam your carriage. Put the ball up against the shoulder block. Flex the foot. Put the knee on. Going right along here. Pressing out and in. And out and in. This one's harder for me. This leg is struggling. One more. All right, you ready? We can do this, scooter. We have semicircle after this, which is gonna feel so good in the thighs. All right, let's do it. Scooter it in. Let's go in, out, in, out. Really load into that left leg. 2 more. Last one. And bring it in. Don't slam your carriage even though you want to. Okay, now we are done with the ball. We're gonna do a really quick semicircle series. Will feel so good. All right. So if you're on a balanced body, please do 2 reds. Otherwise, please do 2 medium springs, and let's put our bar in the lower upright position, okay? There's no graceful way to get into semicircle, so we're just gonna do it, okay? So lie down all the way onto your back. Put your feet onto the bar. I like to do this in a Pilates V position, so that's how I'm gonna teach it. If that is not comfortable for you, if you learned it a different way, that's totally fine. But I'm gonna teach it the way that I learned it and the way that I prefer to do it, okay? So I have my toes on the bar and my heels are glued together. My knees are at a slight diagonal, okay? I'm gonna take my hands, place them up against the shoulder blocks. Don't put your hands straight up and down like this. Put them so that they are wrapped around like the outside of the shoulder block, okay? It's just gonna feel a lot easier on your joints here, okay? So press the carriage down as you keep your hips toward the bar. So I've literally pressed the carriage away from me, right? I have my palms on the shoulder blocks and my fingers are wrapped around the outside edge, okay? This is our starting position. Isn't it cute? All right, so we have our hips lifted towards the ceiling. Now, you're gonna keep this position with your upper body the whole time. Do not move your upper body positioning, okay? So using your legs, extend your legs out to press the carriage out while keeping your hips lifted. Now, lower your hips into the well. You'll feel the springs, it's fine. And then bring the carriage all the way in by bending your knees. Lift your hips back towards the ceiling. Press it out. Keeping your hips together. Your heels together. Lower your hips. Hang on, I gotta go a little bit. There we go. Lower your hips into the well, into a back extension. Bring it all the way in. Press your hips up. Press it out. Lower it down. Bring it all the way in. Press it up. Press it out. Now we're going to reverse direction. So keeping your hips lifted, bend your knees to bring the carriage back in as far as you can. Now lower your hips down into the well till you feel the springs. Press it out. Lift the hips up. Bring it in. Lower into the well. Press it out. Lift it up. One more all the way through. I know it looks funky, but it's one of my favorites. All right, bring it all the way in. Option, if you want a really good stretch, take your hands, grab the bar. If you want to take it a step further, grab around your ankles. Feel the stretch on the tops of your thighs. It feels so good. Whenever you're ready, grab back onto that bar, one hand at a time. Grab the shoulder blocks, lower your hips, pull yourself back onto the carriage, and rest. Well done. That is not an easy move to do. So if you got through it, well done. We're gonna finish with a quick mermaid stretch. taking off one spring. So I'm just on one medium spring right now, or you can be on a light spring, doesn't matter to me. You have your inside shin up against the shoulder blocks. Your outside shin is parallel to this front side of the reformer. Technically it's the side of the reformer, but it's the front from where you are. Your outside hand is in the center of the bar. Your inside palm is face up. Keep this inside hip down. Press the carriage out. Reach up and over. Feel the beautiful stretch down the side of your body. Rotate towards those springs. Take an inhale as you swan yourself up. Exhale as you release it back out. Take that top arm, bring it back up overhead. Bring the carriage in and do a counter stretch. We reach up and over the opposite direction. And we go to the other side. So switch the direction of your legs. Place your hand on the bar. Opposite palm is face up. Back hip is down. Press the carriage out. Reach up and over. Shoulders are out of your ears. Rotate towards those springs. Feels so good to get this twisty movement, right? Swan it up. Press it back out. Top arm comes up and over as you bring the carriage in. Counter stretch. If you have not subscribed already, please be sure to do so. Be sure to like, leave a comment, share with your friends, family, neighbors, teachers, whatever. And I would love to see you back next time because there's so much more to come. Thank you. Bye.